Hello and welcome to another episode on Bolts and Boost, everybody. So as you can tell by the title of this video, it's not like a barn finder's dream to find stuff wrong, but it's probably atypical. Now, what's wrong with the Lightning isn't really detrimental. It still runs and drives fine, but I noticed when I got this thing, maybe you guys know where I'm going with this. The cap was like this when I first got this thing, like that. Now, this isn't the original cap. It's a 10 PSI one. This one's a 16. I have caps on the way, but they discontinued the 10 PSI cap. That's besides the point. So I thought to myself, well, the reason why the fluid is so low is clearly because this was open and, you know, sloshing around or evaporating. But that was not the case. So I went out and bought a jug, refilled it to the same spec that it was, and came to find that it kept going down, 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 and down. Now, obviously it's not level right now because it's not sitting on level ground, but I filled it up yesterday, went for a 20-minute drive, and it was down about a centimeter from where I filled it. And that was just been the story for the last week. This is a supercharger cooling circuit. So what that means is that the intercooler within my supercharger is leaking. And the reason why I say that is because it's not leaking externally anywhere. So what does that all translate into? Well, there's kind of two things that are happening. The coolant is getting burned up in the combustion chamber and out the exhaust. I'm not really smelling it out my exhaust at all. There's no evidence of that, but it could still be happening. Or there's a coolant pool under the intercooler, which sits just below the supercharger. So, needless to say, I am going to have to rip that thing off, take the supercharger out, replace it with a $1,100 piece. The thing about it is this is a 99. 99s and 2000s came with a different bolt pattern for the mid plate and the intercooler. So I have to stick with 99 or 2000 stuff. There's a small portion of them that did get like a recall from Ford. I don't think this was one of them. I got my buddies to check that. So that being said, I'm stuck with replacing the intercooler at $1,100 plus the $1,500 in parts I have on the way. I took this side apart and I cleaned it up like it's brand new off the showroom. Like this is like brand new out of the bag. Like it's all nice. And then that inevitably happens. So without having to mention it, I'm going to be taking this all off and cleaning it all up, replacing everything I can replace, doing the turkey pan mod, which is deleting a silly vacuum line on the back of this thing that's really hard to get at if the supercharger's on. That being said, I am kind of hearing a vacuum leak somewhere. But put all this aside, this thing pulls like a freight train. I don't hear knock. I don't feel knock. I don't feel timing adjustments. This thing just goes. So I think I'm okay. The only thing is the oil is like really, really old. And I just found that out. It's like potentially a year old. The gentleman died, I think, in the end of 2023. And the oil, from what I understand, is at least that old. So it's at least probably a year old is what I would say. So I have oil on the way. The oil doesn't look that bad. It probably wasn't driven all that much. So that it does have that going for it. That being said, I'll kind of show you guys everything that I got going on for this thing. So we got a fuel filter coming, brand new oil change. The intercooler's not ordered yet. Both belt systems, so supercharger and the accessory belt behind it will be coming. Obviously new air filter, K&N's going in the trash. I got new set of headlights up front, new grill up front. What else do we got going on for this thing? New wheels coming. I found the wheels I want, but now it's going to be on hold. New tail lights coming. what else is coming? I'll have to go through my my things that are coming list. But you know, I mean, it could be worse. It's gonna get the love though. I'm going to service the. Oh, that's another thing though. Supercharger oil should be here any day. But yeah, it is going to get the love that it deserves. So first things first, the reason why it's on the ramps is it is going to go get the oil change done, and then I'm gonna drop the truck off the ramps and start to go to town on this thing. And when I'm in here, I'm going to upgrade what I can upgrade. I do want this to be a OEM plus build. So just things that enhance the OEM, or like the intercooler, for example. It's like an OEM bolt-in because they don't make them anymore. But it is bigger and it's better, and it takes all the inherent issues out of the equation. So things like that, maybe any thermal gaskets I can find, just little things like that. Bigger, nicer tubes here. Probably leave the EGR system alone. And if you're a lightning wizard, you tell me what I should do. I'm going to be going over all the pulleys, making sure that they're all good. I am going to do the spark plugs in this thing, and we all know that the spark plugs in this thing can be a nightmare if the threads come with the plugs, and it's a common thing. So I'm glad that it's common because it won't just be me. Knock on freaking wood. But it's not a big deal if it happens. It can be fixed, and it's fixed often. So just hope that's not me. So anyway, lots of stuff coming down the pipe for this thing. I'm not driving it anymore this year because of the supercharger intercooler issue. You guys all know me. I want to do stuff right when I do it. And that's exactly what I'll be doing with this thing. And then once it's all back to OEM plus, I'll decide from there what I want to do with it. Keep it, enjoy it the way it is. A lot of friends want this thing. I actually really enjoy driving this thing, so I'll probably keep it and enjoy it. But yeah, get it fixed first and foremost, and we'll go from there. It doesn't leak a drop anywhere of any sort. So I cleaned up the frame in the back as well, because you know how these frames get like orange tinge because of the coating that Ford put on them, and it's all back to black, looking pretty nice. So this truck is truly a barn find, but inherent issues like that you can't really escape from, especially if it was an issue back in '99, and it's just having the issue now, probably because it's literally sat in a barn for 5 years, and I had evidence of that because I found a mice nest underneath the supercharger. But here she is in all her glory, and she's coming back to life. As always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Think about subscribing and stay tuned, all right? Peace.